Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And as you can see by the title there, we are doing something a little bit different yet again. Different seems to be the norm. We'll be making a witchy garland made from ephemera and rosettes. So I have all of these rosettes in my stash that I created a year or so ago when I was on I don't know, a spree where I had zero mojo, but I wanted to be in the craft room, so I just made rosettes. I have a video if you care to see how the rosettes were made, but in the meantime, they have been hanging up in my craft room from the ceiling. They've been a fun display, but I took them down and I'm ready to use them for something else. Excuse me. So these are some of my larger ones. Obviously in the basket are some of the smaller ones, and I want to put these babies to use. So I have all of this ephemera as well from Tracy Vanover's Etsy shop called F-Pop, E-P-H-P-O-P. I have these square ones with the corners notched out with the really creepy figures that I absolutely love. I've already mounted them down to some cardboard because they were just printed on copier paper, and I thought this might be a fun way to use them. But because they printed odd, they don't all have the same hue to them. So I turned to this stack of ephemera. Now I have several different styles, several different artistic styles as well. I don't know. So, but anyway, I opted to go with just the traditional black and white and orange, and I'm hoping that this will work really well with all of those rosettes. I do want to apologize for the hum in the background. It is, I don't know, it's over 100 degrees. And we have had many, many days of this triple digit weather, and it's just super hot. And it is unbearable in this room without the fan. So that is the hum that you're hearing. So I apologize, but we're going to carry on. So again, these ephemera bits were just printed on cardstock, and so I needed them to be a little more sturdy. So I'm gluing them down to this cardboard. Now this cardboard, I think this particular one was a trash bag box. So it's not heavy duty cardboard, but it's just enough to give my images a little bit more stability, if you will. So I'm using some acrylic medium, just painting it down, laying down the ephemera, and then painting the adhesive medium over the top as well. Now you see that stack of ephemera there in the top left corner? See how it's all white and hazy? We'll get to that in a minute. But in the meantime, I'm using my most favorite pair of scissors, my Tim Holtz haberdashery, the smallest pair, and they are my most used, and they work fantastic to cut out all this ephemera. So I cut around each one of them, and I'm using my black memento pen to go around the edges to clean them up. And it also provides a nice little frame. So I do that to those Halloween words, which I end up not using on this project, but I wasn't sure at this point what I was going to use. So here are the hazy ones. So I'm very disappointed because I thought I was using a regular acrylic medium, but this is a crackle paste. And I did not know it until they were dry. Most of them sadly wound up in the trash because they just couldn't be used. But these, at least some of them, I felt like might be okay. Maybe if I model them a little bit more, it'll look purposeful. I don't know, but I'm trying to salvage them. So here I am auditioning all of my players. I have my different sizes of rosettes. I'm trying to decide, do I want to layer any of them, because I have some small ones, some large ones, some kind of medium, and my witches are all a little bit different. Their backgrounds are different, their hat colors are different, the runes printed on them are different. So I'm just playing around what looks best on which rosette and why. Doesn't matter which way they're facing, all those factors come into play. So I bring in my big rosettes, and I do want to layer them. So my hot glue gun has been my best friend on this day, and I just put a dollop of the hot glue in between and layer those rosettes up, and they are so much fun. I had a good time making these. So I have 3 big ones. I have 2 with orange as the predominant color, and then I have that black and white polka dot in the middle that will actually be in the middle of my garland. So I have it planned out now. I kind of know where things are going. I've decided that I wanted to use some more of the cheesecloth to be a separation between my ephemera images and the actual rosettes. So you can see on that one there how I'm doing it. I'm actually, again, taking that glue gun And after I get all of my cheesecloth dyed and dried, I'm going to glue it to the back of each of the witches. So I'm just using black soot spray stain, distress spray stain, to dye these. I don't want them solid black, I just want them mottled and gray, and I just cut them in little bits and pieces and kind of ran them around in that liquid spray stain, and then I'm opening them back up because they roll up on themselves, and I just lay them out to dry. And because the weave is so very, very thin, they dry really fast. And again, I'm gluing these bits and pieces to the back of each of the witchy ephemera bits, and then I'm gluing the ephemera bit down to the center of the rosette. I do try to keep some continuity in terms of the way the faces are facing, if they're facing left or facing right. But really, in the end, that doesn't matter to me as much as the color scheme matching. Because I want whatever color the hat is, I want it to pop off of the rosette that it's on. So here I have figured out my placement. Again, auditioning all my players to make sure that as we narrow down their roles, if you will, that everything's going to go smoothly. So I have them in order. I had this black organza ribbon in my stash, and I thought that was going to be the perfect medium to hold everything together. Again, that hot glue gun being my best friend today. So I glue each of the rosettes down onto the ribbon right where I want it, and I'm just eyeballing things, folks. That's what I do. I eyeballed the amount of ribbon that I needed, and then I put the big black and white one right down in the center with a dollop of hot glue. And of course, everything's sticking to the black surface, so I have to lift it up a little bit so it can dry before I set it back down, so that it only adheres to the ribbon and not to the desk. You know, challenges that we face. So as I move it down, I not only want to put a dollop of glue in the center of each rosette, but I also need the glue to run along the edges of the rosette so that the ribbon stays in line. So here is the garland all made. We're going to kind of pull it across the screen like in a parade so we can see it all put together. So there's the big one, small one, big one, unruly small one, and then the final big one again. And I had so much fun making these. I mean, and I'm so happy to put my rosettes to use. Unfortunately, I do not have any kind of display to show it, to be a part of, to show you how cute it really looks. But as I decorate for Halloween, I'm sure I'll use it in a different manner. But right now it's just up on the wall so I could take photos. So the lighting isn't great. I apologize for that. It doesn't look great because it's not part of a display and you can't see the whole thing. But trust me, it is very great. I love it. It's a lot of fun. And again, I'm so happy that I'm able to use up these rosettes and this ephemera. And again, if you have not been over to Tracy Vanover's Etsy shop to look at the different ephemeras that she has, you're really missing out. She has digital stamps as well as colored ephemera and other types of digital images. Yeah, just hop on over. I have her link downstairs in the description box. But guys, that is it. That is my fun little witchy garland with rosettes and ephemera, and I thank you for spending time with me, for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts downstairs. Again, I know this was different, and it was pretty quick. We went by really fast, but let me know what you think, and until next time, mwah, I'm out.